Okay, Ed, you indicated you found some more interesting facts in your discussion, or in your
My research.
research.
I have it, and actually this comes out of Del Mar's annual report. You know, the budget's now around $80 million a year, and I'm looking, in my mind, the only reason a college exists, and that would be any college, is to educate the students.
Yes.
That's the only purpose of a college. There's no other purpose. So I'm looking at the Del Mar annual report, and they spend less than half that budget on what's called instruction expense, which I assume is all the professors,
Right.
full-time, part-time, tenured.
Yeah.
And I noticed in 2011, it was 35.6 million. 2012, it was 34.475 million. In 2013, it's 33.766 million. It's going down.
Mm-hmm.
Now the budget's going up.
Right.
The cost of the instructors are going down.
Right.
Yet that's the only reason the college exists.
Right.
So where's the rest of it going?
Well, I've always been preached, Ed, that what we've been going through is called administrative bloat, and over the last 10, 15 years, and we far exceed what we used to pay in salaries to the administration. But every time I turn around, there's another ad for an administrator, and then they come up with the idea of early retirement to get rid of us old coots that make too much money. We don't do anything but sit around and drink coffee and snooze all day. And it's gotten to be totally out of hand. And I've noticed that we get budget cuts, we can't do this, that, and the other. And I do know that our instructional budget in our department's down this year significantly. And I don't understand it. I thought that, as you said, we're there to teach students, folks, to educate the public and the members of the Del Mar College District, the taxpayers and their children and so forth. So I'm just thrilled that you're looking into this and can make more sense out of it than I've been able to do. I'm not an accountant.
And I'll tell you, Doctor, we are the second most illiterate city in America.
Mm-hmm.
So we need a good community college.
Right.
And they need instructors. We've got to have, I've heard referred to as the 13th grade.
Right.
At CCISD, they've got a 30% dropout rate. The people that graduate, many of them can't comprehend what they're reading. Their reading skills at the 4th grade level or something to that effect.
Yeah.
So somebody's got to teach them, or else we're going to be providing for their welfare the rest of their lives.
Right.
You can't have a 4th grade reading ability and make enough money to survive unless you're in the oil patch all the time.
Right.
And by the way, the oil patch goes through cycles that go up and down. In 1986, when oil hit $10 a barrel, there were no jobs.
Right.
And is that going to happen again? Probably, because it always has.
Right. It's a good possibility.
So we need a good community college. We need instructors at that community college. Why are we spending more than half the budget on non-instructional expenses?
Well, I wish I could answer that question. I'm just astounded myself. I thought we'd be spending an awful lot more than that. And then, we have all these cost-saving things like hiring custodial services out, and they're substandard as far as I'm concerned. And
By the way, that's over $80,000 a month for that custodial service.
right at $82,000 per month.
And that's $1 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can hire a lot of qualified, dedicated, local custodians for that amount of money.
Well, we had them for years. I mean, I think now is third year I think that this custodial service and the groundskeepers have come in, and the service has gone straight to the
And that was a cost savings measure.
It's supposedly.
We need to see the cost that were saved by spending $1 million a year for contract services.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I'm baffled. Did it cost $2 million for the custodians?
Well, I don't think so. I think the numbers of custodians, to my knowledge, and I'm researching this as we speak, was actually about a third of what the CFO said that we had, you know, full-timers with benefits and stuff. So I'll get to the bottom of it, and we'll give you.
And it's not like we can get information readily out of Del Mar College.
Yeah.
We've said in the past that doctors taught me how to file PIA requests, but he's also taught me how to call the Attorney General when I get crazy numbers, like $26.7 million.
Well, it's called self-defense, and you know, the whole thing's insane, and it's just very difficult to get public information out of Del Mar College, and every day it gets harder and harder to do that, as people, you know, don't want the truth, I guess, out on the streets. I really don't know what the.
And it's a public institution. It's the public's information. We're paying the bill.
That's right.
That $300,000 a day, that comes from us.
That's right.
Every day. Why we've got instruction expense declining while the total budget's going up absolutely baffles me.
Mm-hmm.
And I've sat in that boardroom most of the meetings for the last 12 months, and it's an award ceremony normally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with people getting awards, but somebody better be looking at these numbers.
Yeah.
And somebody better be understanding why it costs a third more to put a student through Del Mar than the national average.
Yeah. Well, it becomes a social club over there, unfortunately, and you know, that's why I'm so incredibly thankful that you've decided to you know, bite the bullet and run for the board.
It's going to be a lot of work. And
It's going to cost you money.
it's going to cost me time and money, but somebody better do it. And somebody with the qualifications that I have better do it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Because the people over there sitting on that board right now, in my opinion, they've not done their homework.
No, they've done taxpayers a great disservice, the majority of them. And then you know, you take a look at the quality of education over there when you get rid of your seasoned professors and you know, custodians or anybody of value like that. And you know, we're slipping into, as one person put it, mediocrity over there as far as we are academically.
And it all starts at the top, whether it's fiduciary responsibility or academic standards. It starts at the top. If they're mediocre at the top, they're not going to be superb at the bottom.
That's right.
I'm upset. I think we aren't getting what we're paying for. We're certainly not getting a third more than the U.S. average.
Right.
Right. Let's get the standards back up. It used to be a great institution.
Oh, it was when I got here. You know, it was very highly ranked.
And we still have some good PhDs over there, some good masters.
Mm-hmm.
That's sometimes a terminal degree.
Right.
But we've got some good professors. What we need, in my opinion, is good full-time tenure-track professors that share the governance over there. They've got the academic freedom. That's what attracts good professors.
Right.
The good ones don't have to come here. We need to make it attractive for them, as it was when you were hired.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The city's a nice city. It needs a little work on the streets. It's in a nice location. The college facilities are actually really nice.
Mm-hmm. They could keep them clean.
And stop deferring the maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, that's another big thing, you know, with this $157 million for the two campuses, not only for new buildings, and I think we could do an awful lot better scheduling classes. There are classrooms that go empty for, you know, 3-4 hours a day. And, you know, I think someone needs to take a close look at that on building utilization rather than go ahead and put up new buildings over there like mad at a really exorbitant cost. But, you know, some of the contractors that built those buildings, the windows have leaked for years, and why didn't the former administration and current administration go back to those contractors for you know,
warranty work.
That's just not done. So, I doubt that I'm going to, you know, I haven't passed judgment on that $157 million bond, but I have great reservations.
Well, Doctor, I've passed judgment on it because it's a fiduciary responsibility issue, and I don't see that they exercised that obligation with the $80 million. and the bad debts that we found, the write-offs,
Right.
I was appalled. So not only would I not give them the 157 million, I think the taxpayers ought to be in there asking them questions about the current $80 million a year,
Yeah, right.
the $300,000 per day. Doctor?
Well, thank you, Ed.
Thank you.
Appreciate it again.